backpacking, biking, or canoeing in the great outdoors. There are beautiful sunsets, colorful plants, and majestic mountains. However, there are also dangers. An injury could leave you and your hiking buddy stranded in the wild for a night or two. Do you have your backpack with you? Hello, my name is Priscilla. I'm 15 years old, and I am active in Iredell County 4-H. I love to hike, and I've learned about and studied wilderness survival in preparation for longer backpacking trips I hope to take in the future. Today I'm going to be presenting to you about surviving out of a backpack. The first thing you need to do when you're in a survival situation is to prioritize. You need to please remember what's first. PRWF. You need to take care of your protection, rescue, water, and food. Prioritizing in a survival situation is critical. It's no use to hunt for food when you're hypothermic, or purify water while wasting your chances at rescue. The first thing you need to do is take care of your protection. Whether from extreme heat, sub-zero temperatures, wild animals, or life-threatening injuries. However, in your backpack, you can carry some items to help protect yourself. One of the things you'll need is a shelter. There are lots of different kinds, including teepees, lean-tos, and A-frames. As you can see in these pictures, brush and sticks and branches help create a good shelter. But it's also nice to carry a tarp with you in a backpack. Also, bringing paracord is good for securing and tying down your shelter, as well as many other things. A shelter is important to keep you dry, protection from the rain, and warm, protection from the wind. You can practice shelter making lots of different places, even around your own home. Another component in protecting yourself is fire. Now there's some different things you need when making a fire. You need tinder. Newspaper is commonly used to kind of help ignite the fire, but you can actually use cotton balls to help that too. You also need kindling. Kindling is the small sticks. Pine is the best with the pine resin on it because it will ignite right away and it won't explode, but it will catch quickly. And also then you need the big firewood, which will keep your fire going for a long period of time. There are many different ways to light your fire, including flint and stone and a bow and drill. Those are kind of hardcore survival skills though. I'm not quite at that level yet, but I like to carry strike anywhere matches in a waterproof container. Also, when you are in the wild, you need to know some basic first aid, so that if you or the person you're with gets hurt, you'll know how to help treat it. One of the things you might want is a small first aid kit. This will help with blisters and small cuts. If you don't have bandages, you can make your own using duct tape and gauze, using the sticky side up. And also, triple antibiotic is very good for small cuts and wounds. For larger injuries, as you can see, you can make a splint, and you can use duct tape, and cloth bandages are also very helpful when taking care of larger wounds. The next thing you need to do is take care of your rescue. Search parties and rescue teams will start looking for you right away when they find you're missing, so you don't want to miss your chances. The first thing you can do is signal. The international distress signal is SOS. In Morse code, that is ... You can blow this on a whistle, like I will now. I'm not going to blow it too loud, but... That's the international distress signal. And then you can also use anything shiny, really, a mirror or a pot or whatever is shiny, to use the sun to signal. And you can also spell out SOS on the ground for airplanes to see from the air. And you can also build signal fires. So there's lots of different ways to signal. Now, one of the rules of thumb is not to move. It's harder to track a moving object than an object that is still. But if help does not come, you may have no choice but to try to find your way on your own. So today I want to show you how to line your compass up to your map to help you find your way. So basically, the magnetic needle in your compass will point to magnetic north. So you lay it down on a flat surface, and then you line the north on your map up to the north on your compass. And that is how you line your compass and your map together to find your way. The next thing you want to take care of is water. You have to kind of prioritize because you can only go 3 days without water, but about 3 weeks without food. So that's why the water is first. So not all water is good for you. It can carry parasites and bugs and lots of things that can make you really, really sick. So you want to be careful what you drink and not go drinking from streams like this lady is. So a pretty good way to purify water is by boiling it. And you can boil water over a fire in many different containers, including little outdoor cookware sets. You should probably boil water for at least 3 minutes to be safe. You can also purify water using purifying tablets that you can find at outdoor stores. It's also good to carry water bottles with you when you're going on a hiking trip. That way, when you find a pure water source or purify water, you can fill up your water bottles and stay hydrated throughout the day. Okay, so now we've come to it. Now it's time to find our food. There are some plants that are harmful, so you need to be careful what you eat. The rule is leaves of 3, leave them be. So I won't go eating plants with 3 leaves. But there are actually a lot of very common plants that anyone could identify that are edible, like acorns, clover, dandelions, and wild strawberries. That's just a couple among the many. Also, you can try fishing for fish. You can just bring fishing wire and bobbers and anything else you want to bring. And actually, if you don't have hooks, you can actually use safety pins opened up as hooks. You can also try trapping other meat using twine and wire, although that's kind of another one of those hardcore survival skills that take a lot of practice and work. So although you can try trapping meat or foraging for food, you can also pack trail food with you. Things like trail mixes, nuts, dried fruits, and dried meats. Those will give you sustenance and energy and protein while you're on the trail. It's also helpful when you're doing cooking to bring small outdoor cooking sets. Actually, these pots are great for signaling, like I talked about earlier. Survival people love multi-tools. And you can also bring multi-tools that have things like utensils and pocket knives, which are very helpful. In conclusion, when you're in a survival situation, prioritize, don't panic. Take care of your protection, rescue, water, and food. As you can see on this table, with some basic items and basic knowledge and a backpack, you can survive. These books are the resources I used for my presentation. Now, in your next outdoor adventure, I hope you won't have to use these tips, but maybe you should bring your backpack, just in case. Thank you for listening to the Judges 7 Questions.